me give it a couple seconds here. As you can see by the title of the video, we're talking about meta constructs, right? So very interesting stuff here. I'm gonna look at the lighting, what we could do to make it more fun and stuff. Okay. What's up, y'all? Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna be talking about meta constructs, you guys. This is very interesting stuff now. I know you see some of these wacky shapes. What the hell is this thing? What the what? Yeah. I know you see some wacky stuff behind me, but we're gonna delve deep into that. We're gonna understand what we're seeing. Okay. This is at the board. It is a Thursday, so remember, if you're watching live later today, we're gonna have Metaphysics 101. So we're going into colors, all right? But we're at the board right now. So at the board, we delve into like deeper topics. Metaphysics 101 usually just delves with, you know, the basics of stuff. But over here at the board, we really get down into the depths of it. So if you're knowledgeable on these topics, you know, metaphysics and all the good stuff, then places like this is like where you can really come to like, maybe you have an idea, but you don't know really how to put it into words sometimes. I'm just trying to offer a different point of view, something more in physicality. Metaphysics deals with our inner and outer worlds, so it really does require the use of evidence of something physical in order to explain the phenomena. So this is what this is what we're talking about. And you see this little shape here? This is what I was calling the halls we went to the other day. So we're delving deep into that right here. So let's give that a second. Okay, guys. 1 second here. As a matter of fact, before we start, let me get something here real quick. Y'all give me a second. Meditate on this board. Just take a look at this. This right here, this is supposed to be like stop signs. It's like a red, yellow, green light. So just meditate on this for a second. I'm gonna grab something real quick. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. It's a beautiful day right now. We're delving into the concept of constructs, meta constructs. So we're gonna see that. And here we go. Just before we start, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure the class is set and that we are right. There we go. Ooh, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and speak some light language over our conversation today, so that way we can really feel what we're talking about. So, Hariyasiri, Hariyase Naharasiri, Halahasiri. So we're really just trying to envelop ourselves into this conversation. So we're gonna blow in some intelligence, we're gonna blow in some communication, we're gonna blow in some understanding, some comprehension, so that we can go ahead and start today's class. So, well, this is not a class, it's like an after class type of thing. So we're at the board, we are at the board. So so yeah, we're gonna go let the spirits also join us today. Spirits, if you'd like to go ahead and impart some intelligence on us, we would love to receive it. There we go. We're gonna test every spirit too. All right. Okay, we're gonna test every spirit to make sure. That's what I'm saying. This is how we test the spirit. Metaphysics is how we test the spirit, because this is what we're using to reveal through us. Because if you in some scriptures it says, you know, the evidence of God is in the world around us. That means learning about the world around us to be able to help us come to these understandings. So let's go ahead and get started and talking about constructs. Okay. 1 second here. I'm gonna go let this go ahead and let this sit under here, so we can get started on this topic. Okay, so constructs. This is wild. Trust me, it's mind-blowing, and this is the reason. So, we talk about dead end jobs, you know, we talk about deep conversations. We talk about, you know, taking the high road, all this good stuff. These in our mind creates an environment. I'll say it creates an environment. If that environment isn't conducive, and I love this because we actually in class, you know, in macro physics, We talked about macrophysics and macroeconomics. We talked about creating an environment conducive to, people being able to, handle their problems. Basically, people being able to solve their own problems. So, creating an environment conducive to that. I think that takes some education. I think that takes some resources. So, here we are. So yeah, we talk about these meta constructs, like these places in our mind that our light is trying to travel through as light beings. You know, our light is trying to travel through these places, but like I said, when light goes through a mass, it changes in direction. Like if you shine that light beam to that water, it will change in direction. So we're looking at constructs. How does our light, a light which is constantly in movement, light which is constantly in movement, how is it that we can get stuck in these traps? How? Very interesting question. We're gonna get into that. And the other day at the board, we talked about light beings and kind of what they're made out of, and the shadows and stuff like that. So this right here, ooh, it's good. It's good because we get to use another. I guess this is just coming to my understanding. But, we have light, shadows, but look, we're living in the material realm. We also have material, and how does that affect the psyche? So let's go ahead and take a look here at constructs. So what I'm defining a meta construct. Let me go ahead and write that here. A meta construct, because a meta construct, again, there's internal constructs, there's external constructs. A meta construct is the nexus, it is the combination of the two. That is what a meta construct is a combination of the two, and how they work together to how they work together to create an environment, I'll say, to create a construct. Because constructs can be both good and bad depending on how you're existing in it. Okay. So constructs, meta constructs are basically constructs made of psi energy. And again, I talked in the video the other day about psi energy, basically being the energy of our external world, basically the world that we can see up into the horizon line in front of us, and our internal in our mind world, our internal external world, the world that you can see in front of you, versus the world behind your head or inside your mind, basically. So we talked about that. So meta constructs are basically constructs made of psi energy, and we also talked about with that psi energy. I'll just go ahead and use a circle here. How they are made of polarities, right? Psi energy is made of polarities. So when you see psi, it's made of polarity. So when psi fields are in action, it's like they're made of polarity, which is basically like good news and bad news. It has poles like the Earth. Doesn't this kind of look like the Earth? So basically like North Pole, South Pole. I like North and South. That makes a lot more sense. I like saying that. But like they have different poles. They have good news and bad news. So basically these psi fields are created by those same type of. And this is a psi field. Not psi field. This is a construct. So the constructs are made out of these fields. This is kind of like, you can imagine it being an atom to a giant, to something. So like if you had something like a baseball bat or something, right? Sorry. If you had something like a baseball bat, if you zoomed up into that baseball bat, right? What it's really made out of is hundreds of little, what do you call them? Atoms and stuff like that. This is what these kind of psi fields are made out of. Hundreds of little atoms, basically. So this is what you're seeing here. This is what it's made out of. The same way we're made of thousands of little cells. The light cells. This is kind of what these constructs are made out of. So it's the combination of the light cell and the meaning behind the thing that you're seeing too. How that's created into the source of like the information that you get from what that you're looking at. So, like everybody's house is a square, right? But the information from inside your house is that these are my things inside of this square. But this square in itself is a part of why that place exists. If that makes sense, okay? Because you don't really need to see. Room could be anything at the same time, but but this is we lived in a certain time period, and we're just trying to understand it from where we're at right now. We need to start somewhere so that way we can grow out from there. Because really could start at any point, but we're just starting up. But these constructs. So There's a house right here too, which is basically a combination of this and like so here's what we're looking at. So light beings. So let's get into like basically why this is helpful to your life. So yeah, I mentioned things about like dead end jobs. So let's talk about this like structure right here. So spirits interacting with these fields, they're affected by that process. So a light being is always heading straight forward. So basically, if I was heading straight forward, but there was this wall here, as you can see the lights, you can even see the light is bouncing back off of this wall, right? But there's a reason for that because the light is hitting the surface and is bouncing. But light does have a special ability. So here's what happens usually to us as we're experiencing life. So, and when I say what stops our light, I'm saying if we have goals, like if you have a dream, if you have something that you know you want to do, but things are stopping you. This is how we can see like physically how it's happening, the environments that we're in that cause us to even have that mentality of lack in the first place, and how we can build ourselves, give ourselves more abilities, give ourselves more powers to be able to overcome these situations. So like, so like, so yeah. So spirits in interaction with these constructs, basically, they're affected by them. So basically, what happens is light is trying to travel forward, right? And I have this thing. It's basically kind of like a maze, and this is like your dream on the other side of that maze, right? So what happens is when you're looking at a situation, you're coming into a new situation. It's kind of like whoa, this is a new situation right now, right? So what happens is, we're going through the situation. We're trying to find our way out. There's probably like things like this is a. I should redraw that, but look, this is the starting here. But basically, like what happens is like we're going through the situation. We hit a corner. Probably something happens. That's fine. X, Y, and Z. Okay, we straight. Da da da. We're still trying to get our dreams and goals done. As we're going through this place, we're not sure about all the hallways and exits and all this good stuff. Like it's a very confusing place. So many energies coming through in and out, right? So we're trying to get through this place, but there's so much stuff happening. Sooner or later, what happens is these hallways are kind of like to make sure you don't get to your goal, like legitimately, like for real. These hallways are reforming themselves to push you back out. Like they literally reforming themselves to push you back out. So what happens is you're trying to go through these hallways. They're shifting and changing while you're trying to get to your goal. These things are basically slowing down your light, changing it to angles like, hey, and these constructs, like I said, they're made out of news. These are made out of information. So on the walls of this is why I have this right here to kind of explain how you get through the walls of these constructs, how you can break down the walls of these constructs and come through the other side victorious, right? So again, what's happening is you're trying to do your thing. This is a big old construct. You can't see it, especially coming from a 3D perspective, right? Right now we're looking at a 4D perspective because we could see through it, we could see above it, we could see around it. So we're looking at a 4D perspective. But like if you're walking to a building as a person, right? You're unaware of the situation. You're walking through this building, you don't really see what's going on. They could change shit on you. They could switch up stuff. You don't really know because you're not acclimated to the area, nor can you see or understand, nor can you see, nor do you know what's happening around you yet. So what's happening is you're going through these areas, but they're changing stuff up. They're listening to you. They're doing this and that. They're trying to switch it up for you. They're trying to get you right back out to where you started, right? So what happens is they're going through, changing these walls, changing these constructs. They spit you back out the other side. So you try to come through this way, trying to get to your goal, which is on this side, but they spitting you back out the other side. But guess what light has the ability to do? Luckily for us, we live in the 21st century. We're not stuck in the old paradigms of yesteryear, right? What we have the ability to do, because what these constructs really are just light illusions. Sure, they seem dense because they're made of so many, this opinion and that opinion. We can see how this is created. So you're trying to get to your goal. These are the stoplights, right? So you're trying to get to your goal, which is on the other side right here. And then what happens is, let me get the green one, because we on go. We on go. So what happens is you have your goals. I wanna be I wanna own a successful business. I wanna raise a beautiful family. So you're trying to get to your goals, right? These walls, these constructs are like stoplights. But the streets, they can change the way they rotate, basically. They can change to get you back to the first. They can change to make you question yourself, basically. But we know who we are. We know what we want, right? So what happens is, with these constructs, especially the ones that society gives us, which is this is the tough part. So I'm gonna go ahead and write this one in red. It's tough as in damn. Like, why they do that? So what happens is society will tell us while we're trying to get to this, like, oh, you can't do that. You're too hyper. Like, what? You're too hyper. You can't do that. There's a stop light right here. Until you can get the green light, really, you're giving yourself the green light. Until you give yourself the green light to go, you get to another stop light. They're like, oh, okay, you can do that probably. But wait, you can't do that. You can't walk up, you can't, don't be smiling up in here. What the hell? What the hell are you smiling about? Boy, like, stop doing that. Like, why are you smiling? Like, stop doing that. Here's another red light. And then you allow yourself to be like, okay, I'm gonna stop smiling. What they do is they turn you back around. Okay, I'm gonna stop smiling. You walk out. You walk out of your own situation that you're trying to get to your goal, because your intuition put you there to get something, right? So you walk out of that situation without getting what you want, because they're like, you can't, turn out, like, so you get to the third one, they're like, you too hyper, you smiling too much. And then they're like, wait, hold up, you can't talk like that. Why are you talking like that? Hold up, you can't talk like that. Talk like that. Like, why are you talking like that? They want you to be like, okay, I'm just stop. I'm gonna stop. Okay, I'm done. Okay, bye. No, you go until you get your goal. Like, this is what we're doing. This is how these meta constructs, when we walk into our work, when we walk into our jobs, our place of work, and these things try to stop you, ain't no green mean go, yellow mean slow. Hey, all right, we gotta go. We're breaking through the walls of these constructs. Let me tell you about quantum tunneling. All right, we're gonna take it to the physics realm right now. Quantum tunneling. Quantum tunneling basically is the ability of light to go through walls, to go through solid surfaces. These meta constructs, are they really solid? They're illusory. Solid, I would say, is a term of it's just a term to help manifest a certain state of being, right? A certain state, like we're solid. Okay, right, okay, sure. Like there's a spirit is not solid, so solid is like a term that manifests a certain state of being. So these things are solid, right? So these things are apparently solid. They're constructs, right? But like I said, I like the word construct better, because construct doesn't necessarily mean a solid. It is just a thing. So like I said, we go into our jobs, we go into our workplaces, they calling, they doing this and that. They trying to stop you at every street light, but you got to give yourself the green light. They are the red light, but you got to give yourself the green light so that way you can get to your goal. And when they try to stop you, when you're trying to come into a situation, when you're walking to a situation and they're trying to turn you around, now we are quantum tunneling. Fuck all that. You see this wall? No, we are quantum tunneling. When they say, stop right there, stop right there. Ain't no wall, baby. I can quantum tunnel. I'm walking right up in here, baby. What up? Wow. We say stop right there. And we say, no, we're quantum tunneling. And we're going to get our goal. And we're going to get what is for us. That's what we're going to get, all right? Constructs, you guys. Constructs. Yeah, hyper, smiling, blah, blah. This could also be religion. You can't do it. You too this and that. You got to give yourself the green light, all right? You got to give yourself the green light, and you got to remember, as a metaphysical astral light being, you have the ability to quantum tunnel through your situations, all right? If you don't want to be there, quantum tunnel the out of there, you feel me? Like, we're out of here. Like, if you don't want to be there, you quantum tunnel the out of there. You are a light being. Thank you for joining us today. So, as you can see, this is where we are right now. This is where we are. So, Metaphysics 101 today, we're going into colors. I'm going to go ahead and stop this here. Let me let you go ahead and take a look at the board. Go ahead and meditate on what we just learned today. Light being able to quantum tunnel through walls. Us as light beings, quantum tunneling through these meta constructs trying to stop us, trying to tell us that we can't, that speak lack and that speak negativity in our lives. We're going to go ahead and make sure that that's not happening. You see, as this aerosol is able to move through the space unhindered, effortless, effortlessly. This is how we're going to be moving through our situations effortlessly. This is how we're going to be moving through life effortlessly. And we're going to give ourselves the green light to be happy. We're going to give ourselves the green light to be in peace. We're going to give ourselves the green light to be in love. We're going to give ourselves the green light to be in understanding. We're going to give ourselves the green light to be in knowledge and power. We're going to give ourselves the green light to be in power. You hear me? We are going to give ourselves the green light to be in power. You feel me? Knowledge is power. We're going to give ourselves the green light to come to understanding. We're going to give ourselves the green light to really step into the future and make it amazing. That part. All right? Meta constructs, you guys. You take a look at that. We're going to be back, all right? I love you guys. Metaphysics 101 today. You better be at home. All right, love you guys. Bye. Go ahead, take a look. Take one more look. This is your last little 5 second. 5, 4,